Hello everyone and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/FinalShowFilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and things that are going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day.
Right. And we did actually get that one live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Warcraft RPG, Storm, Earth, and Fire. I am William. I am your Dungeon Master storyteller for this Warcraft RPG campaign. And joining me today, we have Stan.
We do? Okay,
Presumably.
I'll be playing Josh then. What is that? Techno-Mystic Tinker.
And Zachary.
Hey, I'm Zach. I'm going to be playing Leaf Ironmender, half-orc tinker priest of the Holy Light.
And Austin.
Troll have snake friend.
His name is Jangatal.
Troll caveman, apparently.
Just about.
Less literate.
No, he's from the jungle.
He's a jungle man.
I'm sorry.
No, he's a jungle troll.
Jungle caveman. Troll.
Yes, he's
Jungle caveman troll.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Shiana. She is an orc flame carver.
Orc Flame Carver.
We still haven't replaced your character sheet, I see.
Yeah.
No, we haven't. I'm Shiana Flame Carver. She's an orc. She's an assassin. She's a rogue. Next.
And she has a toddler that messes everything.
Still a little tipsy.
I'm fine.
She should be fine by now.
I should. I know. I
She's
think
getting
this,
into character.
this is just me.
She's getting the character.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Garrick Cloudspeaker, an orc spirit champion, and also a surprise Murloc attack.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
You are a surprise Murloc attack.
Yeah.
That's awesome because I was going to ask to have that to throw it.
If this had spilled on my laptop, I would have made you pay for it.
Don't put drinks next to your laptop then. Is the correct lesson here.
Don't throw things at my drinks.
I didn't. I threw it at your face.
It's a lesson here.
I threw it in your
more-
face. It's very
So much
accurate
better
with
than
that.
a carrot.
I would love a Murloc on my shoulder as opposed to a parrot.
Splat.
Well, Murky, what do you think we should do with him? Arrgh! Walk the plank, I agree. So
when last we left,
when last we left off,
go ahead, you do it.
the group having assisted the Frostwolves in liberating their mine and their sources of iron from the Stormpike dwarves who had taken it from them, as well as securing their siege tank so that the orcs could put it to good use defending said mine in the future. The members of the Soaring Fang retreated back to their home base after one of their members acquired a life companion in the form of a black wolf.
Yay. Oh, wait, she has one hand. Yay!
You can clap with the other. We can clap with your wolf now. You can high five with.
Not really. That wolf only has 3 legs.
And
Garrick offers a hand for you to play with.
Yay!
Ouch.
I feel like Garrick is very like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also Shiana, so yay.
and also acquiring your first recruit in the
Also-
form of a Death Knight.
Garrick's the only person that can do that because he's the only person with enough meat that the claws don't hurt. It's like,
She can make the claw like they go over.
oh, no, I
her
know.
hand. She
No,
can make
it's,
them
he was like out because of stab. It's like Garrick's not owner.
Only if she does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the troll would much care either. He just doesn't do it because he probably doesn't understand the concept of high fives, really.
There you go.
Hi, Snake.
Nice.
That means all different.
Um,
Why are you playing with a snake?
and so with new companions in tow, they have returned to their home base with a number of different avenues laid before them that they could potentially pursue. The choice is now up to them.
Well, we
So-
have to go talk to a person first.
Yes.
Vol'jin.
Vol'jin.
What are we doing? Oh, yes.
Where's
Vol'jin.
Vol'jin at?
on the
the
Echo
island.
Isles.
Oh, so what the... Okay.
Yeah.
What time is it? Local time.
Local time of day. You left in the morning, which means probably before sunrise.
Because it was an instantaneous.
Yeah, because we just teleported.
Yeah, but we also went from Azeroth to Kalimdor.
Yeah, you went from east to west. Sunrise is in the east, sir.
Yeah. So
If the sun has not risen yet.
yes.
So it's like 3 a.m.
No.
It's like
Okay.
yeah, not before sunrise. It's like 3 a.m.
It's like
That
Just
is
the
before
night
sunrise.
the
Have
sun
we-
rises.
Have we slept at all?
Yeah, you just woke up from
we
a night's
woke up
rest.
Oh,
from-
okay.
Yeah, we woke up from an overnight.
Before the sun rises and before sunrise are two different things.
I was maintaining relationships with scorpions and doing a fairly good job of it.
Scorpion thing.
So in the morning we'll go find
Take
Vol'jin.
more.
Okay, so we got a few hours.
in
I'm gonna build something.
after the sun comes up. I'm gonna go hang my halberd.
There's just the echoing sound of a rag doll in the distance. Ha ha! As Antitonic is in the chat right now.
No.
Where did that come from? Did it follow us? How did it follow us?
Shiana refuses to be haunted by this thing.
Make a perception check. It's on a shelf next to you for some reason.
I will murder it if it shows up here. I will rip it to shreds.
That's fine. You're up to shreds.
It'll be an elf on the shelf.
Next day, make a perception check.
There's another elf on the
It's back.
shelf.
It's
No.
in perfect condition.
No.
You
Why is there a
you go
elf
see
on my
the
shelf?
war chief. For some strange reason, there's a doll sitting on the top of his throne.
You see, we're not in Call of Cthulhu for another couple of weeks, Austin.
Auntie, no.
19 tailoring check.
Yes, yeah, you put that together.
Why is there so much hate for me right now?
It's okay. We can throw Leaf in the scorpion.
We kind of
Leaf is useful.
Yeah.
What?
Josh,
Josh is the one you throw.
Josh we took. Just a test.
We need to test the veracity of the scorpion.
I feel like Josh would just like build himself a suit and get in there.
Yes, he would build himself a suit that he thinks looks just like a scorpion, and all the scorpions would be like, "What the heck are you doing?"
I'm
Get
gonna
out of
go
there,
into the
goblin."
war room that we apparently have
Yes.
and hang the halberd that I took off the dwarf on the wall.
Okay.
Since it's not all that useful of a weapon.
I mean, it's dark iron.
I mean, yeah, but still hanging on the wall.
Trophy.
Eventually, this wall will be covered in weapons. For now, just that one.
And what was that thing that I was building?
A doll?
A thing I was building.
Don't encourage him! He's on my foot! Oh, it's the LARP sword.
Are you okay?
No! I'm not okay! I never will be.
Probably not.
Right, the little Tinker's Workshop thing to help with building stuff.
Yes.
Permanently for the home base.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I make another progress roll on that?
Yeah, make me a tinkering check.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
This
engineer
is
that
why
too.
alcohol is bad.
Engineering with
Alcohol is
your agility.
You had 2 glasses of wine, and they weren't even big glasses.
Actually, you
I
could
know.
roll that, and I could assist
This is why
Okay.
alcohol.
Yes, which will
Yeah.
give you advantage.
because you have a higher bonus for it.
Yeah, I
So.
do.
You have advantage on
Act
this.
like an idiot.
I have advantage on it. Good.
You're right.
Not good.
I rolled a 5, so I get about 19.
Okay, that's enough to make a day's worth of progress. If you want to spend some of your
Oh yeah.
Your tinkering
today
points.
we're not doing much.
Because what? It's a point per day or a point per 25?
every well because you have industrious haste. Every engineering point is an extra day because normally it's an extra 25.
We both have industrious.
But you both have industrious haste, so
Yeah. Okay.
Laughing
So
in my
you're
general
assisting.
Yeah, that's
direction.
one. I'll spend 2 points.
Yeah,
and
because-
that brings it fully completed.
yeah, because
I mean,
you're
you can
both
leave the
assisting,
room and
either
go
you can spend
back
engineering
Okay.
points. So,
It's done now. I spent my points.
with the two of you working together, you hammer everything out and get everything bolted together, and you have a fully completed workshop.
Now, when we make stuff, we have a +2 bonus as long as we're doing it in the base camp.
Okay.
Disney.
Why couldn't we use that before?
I need a set
Hmm?
of these for my Mickey Mouse villain for Shadowrun.
You just have to make Mickey Mouse.
No.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I like to think it's just a giant desk, just like a giant desk with a bunch of hose and spring-mounted tools all over it, and you're just looking at the top, and you're like, those screws aren't quite put in. Let me look for the screwdriver. Let me look for. Oh, here it is. Yoink.
I'm using what's over there.
Boink.
Just all
No,
the
I
screws
would
are on,
just-
all the
I
tools
use
are
my
on bungee
cantrip.
cords. So you pull
Pretty
them out, work with them, let them go, and they just go back. They snap back.
I'll just use my cantrips and use the mage hand and have it run all the stuff all over the table.
Mhm.
Okay, that's called.
There'll be like magical conduits for mage hand,
Speakers.
so you can like mage multi-hand.
So it's like
You use mage hand tools, just start.
Okay.
Powerhouse starts playing in the background whenever you start working on it.
Yeah, it automatically plays that.
Dun 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 dun.
I mean, hey, thaumaturgy is a good cantrip.
Yep. Thaumaturgy for theme music.
Bingo.
Bum, 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 bum.
Wow.
So, with that out of the way,
Yes.
as the sun rises and you complete work on the workshop, what are you doing?
I'm going to go report to Vol'jin. If anyone would like to come with me.
I feel like that is maybe something.
We should
a lot
probably
of
go
us should
along
do.
because they might have trouble over there.
I feel like it's not that far of a ride.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but they're like guards. And
Yeah, there's all kinds of people over there, so
Yes.
we should all stay as
It's a
group.
decent ride. It's most of the
2
day.
hours. Oh,
Most of the day.
okay.
and guards, and there could be trouble.
Ooh, how long would it take me to build a ship?
To build an airship.
Airship.
Yeah, the materials for it.
Troll love that.
I've got quite a good
We
start.
have
I mean, we've got
I've got,
10,000 gold sitting around in the bank. So.
I
I thought we
I've
were
got-
going to buy a wyvern and start a roost.
Yeah, that was the
yeah,
plan.
we're gonna do that too.
Build a wyvern roost.
we have an airship just for the troll.
Also, if there's any projects people wanted to get done around the
I'm just imagining-
we don't need to all go
So
necessarily.
I'm just imagining
I'm going.
Okay.
like a shiny red balloon on
Any
a
opportunity
string,
to stab
and then the
Lucky
troll's
in
just
the
tied to it.
legs.
Listen, I do not feel that reporting this in will require all of us. If there are projects people want to get done, however, anyone who wants to go is more than welcome to go.
Maybe we should stay here and work on stuff.
Because while yes, there are guards in the Echo Islands.
That
I-
also means
Vol-
possibly traveling as a smaller group may be more beneficial.
Exactly. Also, Vol'jin isn't going to start a riot right now.
Okay. If you say so.
I will go. I can stop anyone that tries to harm us.
The two of you then?
Also, 2 orcs by themselves, less likely to be scrutinized by a bunch of other orcs.
Troll,
Troll's gonna feed the.
you stay here. You come with us.
I believe he has work to do with our downstairs neighbors.
You play with scorpions. You come with us.
Troll's gonna look around.
Okay.
How are the scorpions doing?
You fed them when you got here, so that should tide them over for most of the morning. But if you wanted to do other work,
we were gone for a little bit, so we make sure we have good relations with the Scorpion.
yeah.
Also, how much is a wyvern?
I gave you a price at one point.
We have enough for one.
Oh,
We have a lot of money.
No,
I
we
feel
have
like
to-
we,
No, we probably
we
have
have.
enough for a couple
I
hundred.
think we have enough for 2. I thought they were like 5,000 or something.
I think 5,000.
Wow.
No, they weren't that much. We
'Cause
had enough
there's-
on us. We had enough on us to get like 1 or 2.
They're sentient creatures,
We
and
had enough on us
the
if
amount
we
of training that
banded
goes into
together
them
our
is-
money.
Yeah, which is why I say they're not like they're not 5,000.
I mean, could we like go out and find them and be like, we are friends? And
Yeah,
like,
we could probably send Jangatal out to tame some.
Teaching them to accept a rider is a whole different thing, though.
Yeah,
you just jump on them and hold on for your life, right?
like a horse, right?
Like a horse that is twice as strong, flies, has a venomous stinger on its tail, sharp fangs and teeth, claws. You know,
Like
Yeah.
a possessed horse. It'll be fine.
You're saying all those things aren't true about horses?
you're saying those things are true of horses.
Yeah.
Depends on the horse. Obviously, you have not been riding a lot.
Or kicked by one.
A wyvern cub is typically sold around 4,000.
Yikes.
How long would it take to grow?
Like
to
a
mature?
fully trained wyvern, and again, orcs rarely sell them, but a
Right.
fully trained wyvern, if you can buy one, would be somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 usually.
I told you there were a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I said they
Alright.
weren't 5,000.
Shannon's gonna go harvest some kidneys.
I was going to prep the top based on the environments I had seen the wyverns have. I was going to sort of, look at the top of the place. I mean, what condition is the top of the keep in?
It's just
It's been well repaired. It is mostly stone surfaces with a variety of slate shingles to form the roof with bone, like heavy bone structural supports to sort of like keep things framed.
How slanted is it?
There are the parapets have sort of flat walkways across them, and then each of the towers has like a faintly slanted, sort of circular conical roof.
Do wyverns have nests?
They do typically keep a roost. Yeah, they like to make a nest.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Troll's gonna go and hang out at the Wyverns in Ogrimmar all day and just kind of learn what he can of the creatures.
Alright.
Rather than trying to just make assumptions.
Roll me animal handling with your intellect.
And in that case, then Shiana and I will go to Echo Island.
Ooh, that's a good roll. Which is good because my intellect is not.
Might just be
great.
safer to make some mecha wyverns.
That's a 20.
Good.
A mecha version of any animal is never safer.
Never.
Because you take that animal and then you apply a malfunction rating.
Yes. I just like the
okay,
idea.
so-
We have a roost of wyverns and a roost of mecha wyverns like opposite of each other on the castle on the top.
One of those roosts occasionally explodes.
Like, honestly, because here's the thing about doing that. Because, like, sure, the upsides are that, like, you have cup holders. The downsides that
And
you might
handlebars.
explode.
Upside, cup holders, handlebars. Don't have to tame them.
Downsides,
Explode.
it might explode while you're 10,000 feet in the air.
or less.
I mean, and honestly, a wyvern might also explode while you're 10,000 feet in the air, depending.
Yes, but typically that is conditional upon someone shooting you with something that explodes. Which is kind of hard to get 10,000 feet in the air.
So,
Okay.
What do we do, wyvern, really?
So don't go wyvern jousting if you don't want to explode. That's the lesson here.
I want to go wyvern jousting now.
With exploding lances.
Yes.
Yes.
The best kind of jousting.
So you guys are going to
As
Vol'jin.
opposed to orcs.
You're going to learn about wyverns.
Mhm.
You guys are just staying here working on things.
We're working on things.
You also missed my goblin concept for the tinker called the buzzard.
Oh no.
Flight suit.
It's
As a-
it's the goblin the vulture.
Oh no, yeah, Goblin the Vulture from Fireman. This like giant mecha wingsuit and outfit that makes him look like a human with clamp boots. They call me the Buzzard. Caw.
All thinker party
Caw caw.
needs to happen.
Yeah, sometime.
So, you guys make your way out. It's gonna be most of the day before you get there.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and before that, actually, Jangatal, what you learn as you sort of peruse around the wyverns for the day and sort of take the time that you can to learn what you can. Wyverns are they are sentient creatures.
Yes, that I know the basics of wyverns and the relationship with orcs. What I don't know is, how they live, what they actually want, what their expectations are.
They have a very their lifestyle is very much very sort of akin. It's sort of a weird mesh between a bird of prey and a large pride cat. Where they definitely keep their roosts and their nests. But rather than like a single family in a nest, they definitely keep like large groups of wyverns in sort of a pride that sort of works as a unit in home life and sort of goes hunting in groups and brings back food for the rest. And they tend to keep their own nests once one has been set up for them. That mostly what the orcs who live with them do as far as maintaining their environments is treating the ones that get ill, because they don't have they have an amount of medicine but nothing that can really be applied because they don't have the manual digits to really do medicine. And mostly what the orcs who maintain the wyverns do is keep them healthy, make sure they have extra food in case a hunt isn't successful any individual day, and mostly just maintain the things that the wyverns can't do themselves. And for the most part, they're self-sufficient.
They supply opposable thumbs and a backup.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to also, while I'm there, just sort of foster relations with the wyverns and see if any of them, just kind of get a feel for the young ones, see if any of them are looking to move off or anything, start their own pride, etc.
Roll me insight.
I'm not fantastic at that, and that's a 4 on the die. So 5.
There might be, but wyverns are hard to read because they're not quite people and they're not quite animals.
They're not animalistic. They're not as animalistic as I would want them to be.
Yeah.
But they're also not like people.
So they're
all right.
They're in a weird middle ground that's difficult to read, especially the ones that can talk. Because a lot of them understand language, not all of them can speak it.
That's not going to help me much, though.
Yeah. But while you're doing that, the two of you make your way to the Echo Isles. The trip is relatively without incident. And as you arrive, you notice the Korkron are still patrolling, keeping eyes out, watching the happenings of the Isle. Yeah, that's a smart idea.
That time it was her.
I will restrain myself.
Anyways.
As you were saying.
Yes.
You arrive at the Echo Isles.
Okay.
Head in
Are there still people on patrol?
Yes, there are plenty of Corcorons still patrolling.
I walk past the Corcoran because I'm pretty certain I'm not the one they're watching.
Just roll me a general charisma check real quick.
Do I need to roll this as well?
Nah.
Okay, good. 13.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's a charisma save, it would have been 20.
You sort of present your standing, and no one really seems to question you. You present yourself like a warrior of the Horde.
I
helps.
also have the Sashimono.
Yeah, it helps that you served under a blade master for a while, so there's a bit of a known existence for you among the Corcoran.
Yeah. And the Horde banner Sashimono on the back helps probably.
Yeah. So they let you through without incident. You get the occasional look of like, what's Dave doing down at the Echo Isles? You know, sort of like, why is this guy that I know who is not typically part of the Echo Isles down here? But they don't really look into it that much.
Dave's here?
Yeah, he is.
Dave Travis.
Okay, I gotta get my character sheet out for that.
Dave Tarasi.
Mage character suddenly appears in the middle of the Warcraft campaign, like, what am I doing here?
I
Jump
mean,
worlds again.
we could all just we could do an all mage party. Like if we have to like go to Warcraft. Everyone's a part of the Kirin tour.
It has to be a warlock. What are you on about?
Yeah.
But you pass through the village and you make your way to Vol'jin's hut. He is sort of sitting across from a burning brazier, sort of just staring into the fire, sort of his eyes focused on something within the flames that you can't quite make out as he sort of looks deep into the fire as you enter. I see you returned.
Greetings, Vol'jin. We return from the Frost Wolves, Drexar having promised his support.
This be good news. The Frost Wolves ever been the heart of the old Horde. It's good to know that they still stand with those of us who care for the Horde.
Is there anything else we were given to bring back? Or?
No, that was about it.
Accept any kind of payment.
Josh says in our head.
It's an extreme message spell. It's like
Cast sending.
I'm the one with that spell. Thank you very much.
I kind of
There's a goblin version. There's a goblin version called Sense Profit Loss.
And then what? A little goblin devil appears on your shoulder, telling you to make as much money as possible.
yes.
Basically.
One of us says, "No, thank you. We don't want your money." And then Josh.
Josh has a heart attack.
Yeah.
Violently ill wherever it is.
just Josh just collapses to the ground, clutching his chest. And Leaf goes,
No.
What's going on? Ah, somebody's rejecting money.
Josh flops to the ground, clutching his wallet.
There's money being
His
lost.
wallet is right here. He doesn't have a heart, just a wallet.
There's money being lost somewhere.
Money's being left on the table.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure he would totally take, us not taking money, so long as one of you had a joy buzzer and shook his hand.
No, that
Yeah,
might hurt Josh
this
more than
isn't-
anything Shiana would do.
This isn't.
I would
what was your
transport
character
over
again?
because
Crag Bolting. Crag Bolting was the don't leave any money, not only on the table, or on the floor, or in a dungeon, or
Ceiling.
in carpeting, or whatever. How much does
Anyways.
this carpet look like it's worth? I don't know. I didn't think about that. Yeah, but how much? I mean, I suppose that's a nice carpet. Only good
rolls it
up.
up.
Anyways, is there anything else you require of us?
I think that be the most that I can ask of you without drawing too much attention. I appreciate what you've done for the Horde. If there be anything I can do in return, let me know.
Ching ching.
It is our honor to be of service to the Horde.
And of course, for this task, I won't let you be walking away without payment.
You did the sending spell to Vol'jin.
And he indicates, and another pair of trolls sort of walk in with another chest and set it down. It'd be not so much as you made last time, but I think fair compensation for journeying across the world. If it was into slightly less danger than walking to the crater, but
We did end up having to drive back some dwarves, but that was more fun than anything else. Check the chest.
it's got 5,000 in it.
Alright. Take
I
it.
don't
So
have
I'm, not, so I'm not carrying a chest out with me.
15,000.
Again, if there be anything I can help with, you let me know.
Is there anything on the mind right now?
I mean, we're trying to get members.
If any of the Darkspear wish to affiliate themselves with a guild in Orgrimmar, send them our way.
I let them know. The Soren Fang need recruits. And I'll tell the Darkspear that they be looking for them.
That would be appreciated.
Course.
And we will be off.
And so you make your way back. What are you guys up to in the meantime? What are you building?
I think what we should do,
I think we should
before any of our silly ideas,
Come on, I want silly ideas. Go ahead.
It would be fun to watch.
a silly idea, a defense system for the fort.
Yeah.
Probably a
we
good
can
idea.
put together.
Because I was thinking, because you have all sorts of illusion spells. Automated illusion spells as a defense mechanism.
Hand you the money.
Well, these
Sneak this to
can
me.
more cantrip things. So I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like, basically a door alarm that, if the alarm goes off, it casts a sending spell to me that alerts me that someone's tried to break into the base.
Oh.
And then starts casting illusion spells, so they think they're going upstairs, but they're actually going into the scorpion pit.
So that's
that's what I want to do.
that's I think it's major image and sending, which I think are both 3rd level spells.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
Just sending it.
No, that's more hallucinatory
Are you an
terrain.
evil scientist with a pet
Yeah, it would be
robot?
hallucinatory
Yeah,
terrain.
it'd be
which-
hallucinatory terrain, not major image.
It depends on how long of
Which
an
is
image you're trying to
412.
make. Like, because major image lets you
Well,
make.
the thing about major image is one thing. He's
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to change the terrain so they think they're going one way when they're actually going
Okay.
somewhere else,
Yeah.
Okay.
which would be hallucinatory terrain.
Yeah.
Which is a 4th level spell.
It could alternatively be something like a minor illusion and a trapdoor.
Yeah, like if you wanted to simplify it out, then like minor illusion and a trapdoor would be one thing. But if you wanted to
But
like
that'd be a whole lot easier
make
to
them
sort of-
think they're traveling
Well,
for a
yeah.
while,
so the major image is a 20-foot cube, which could theoretically just affect the staircase.
then, yeah, I guess.
Like make the staircase appear to be here instead of there.
But they'll still be knowing they're going downstairs.
Yeah, they would walk through the staircase and they would know it's an illusion
I had
immediately.
to look
Or,
at the
I
spell
mean,
list.
Whereas-
It could just cover up a pit and they fall through the
'Cause,
table and
like-
they walk over.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
'cause,
thinking.
like, hallucinatory terrain is solid for no, it's not solid.
No, it's not.
Pointedly not. But if you're an illusionist wizard, you can make it solid.
Yeah, illusionist wizards can make illusions real because they're crazy.
I love illusionist wizards. They're great. Hallucinatory terrain. Oh look, it's a bridge. We cross it. They try to cross it and fall through. Illusionist wizards are the Looney Tune wizards.
Illusionist plus Tinker would be crazy. You'd be able to create illusionary machines and then spontaneously make them real.
You have to be epic levels to do that because that's one of the highest level
That's
things that a
their
wizard
18th
gets.
yeah, their 18th level ability is the ability to make.
Yes, but as a 30th level character, that would just be fun.
But if you worked with an illusion wizard, like one character's a tinker, one character's an illusion wizard. Illusion wizards are like they're Looney Tune wizards and they're great. I love them.
So, what are you working on?
We're on our way back.
Yeah, you're on your way back.
I did also have this idea, vaguely inspired by the doll, but actually possibly to, in a functional way, address this whole issue of making splitting the party safer. Of basically, yes, making a small a plush golem, you see, but basically making something that I could use. What's the spell exactly? Is it scrying? I think it's scrying.
Josh should tinker some Bluetooth earrings or some Bluetooth earpieces.
But yeah, it uses like scrying, and then it uses glyph of warding, basically in conjunction, so that I can control and see through a small little doll at a distance, and then be able to cast like maybe even just one spell through it. And I'd be able to give it an insanely high dexterity score, so it could help me with stealthing around.
You're asking to.
Wants to create a remote control golem.
You're asking to create a familiar,
Essentially.
circumventing it with much higher level spells than just find familiar.
Kind of, yeah.
That is the Tinker way of doing things, I guess.
And also, because we had this discussion, it'll be a lion wolf. It'll be a Lyle. Or a Woolion, but that just sounds like a Pokemon.
Woolion, I choose you.
Yeah, it does sound like a Pokemon. In
A
fact,
Leolf.
I think there is a Pokemon in Woolion.
Yes, I believe Woolion is actually the name of a Pokemon.
Is it a woolly mammoth? Please?
I feel like
I
it
think
might,
it's a sheep.
it might be. Yeah. It might be. It's either a
Woolly
Woolion or a
mammoth
sheep.
Oh no, Solgaleo is the lion. Yeah.
Well, so Galio is the sun lion, but I feel like there's a Woolion.
Oh, it's Wooloo. Sorry. Yeah. Wooloo is the
Wooloo, that's it.
That's boring.
And it's a sheep.
No, it's Woolion.
There is a woolly mammoth Pokemon.
Anyway.
So
Basically, I want to create a small stuffed familiar. Yeah.
And
very expensive small stuffed familiar. Like way more expensive than just finding a familiar.
I mean, yes, but I don't get by familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I can create it with an insanely high AC this way. Because rough check, I can give it a 23 AC.
yeah. So let's see. Really quick, just to
Maybe it's clairvoyance is the spell I'm thinking of.
You're making a child safety teddy bear.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna have just a little thing like that to.
it would be
He can actually kind of be there in a way that
It's a
'cause he
child.
can see.
It's a child monitor.
Yeah,
You're making
yeah,
the child
it's a child
monitor.
monitor. They can blast a spell through. He can see what's going on, and he can fire something through it.
Like I said,
So he can stay
child
home and still be with the party.
it would be a complex responsive task.
Mm-hmm.
So function difficulty 25. Oh, and the heal staff will actually be complex repetitive, not simple repetitive. Or no, simple responsive rather. Because it's like a firearm. You pull the trigger and it does the thing. But instead of shooting a bullet, it heals.
Yeah.
it shoots a healing bullet.
We're not Anna.
It's a blinding bullet, actually. It's basically a very large, very fancy flashlight. Except it can also deafen you
you're
with
talking about
light.
staff.
Yeah.
I was talking about this. I was talking about the child safety pillow. The child safety teddy bear.
Yeah, it would be simple responsive for the staff, complex responsive for the familiar golem.
Go out into Orgrimmar. Do you wish to have a companion that can keep your children safe? Here, it's a teddy bear. You can see through it.
You only have to be a high-level spellcaster.
But for that we have remote control.
Either of these might explode at any point.
That's what you don't.
Yeah.
So, you got that underway.
How long does it take to get back?
It'll be well after dark.
No.
In fact, it'll probably be past midnight by the time you get back.
Let's just both go collapse and fall. It's like
What?
because we haven't gone to sleep, so like we got back before dawn,
Mm-hmm.
and then it took us all day to go there and get back, and it was dark again by the time we get back to the guild hall. It's like zombie into our respective rooms and collapse.
Probably.
Well, if we do that and get back without seeing them,
Yeah.
then Gianna's gonna hide the gold.
You realize I'm going to ask about that, right?
No, we're gonna play a trick on Josh.
Okay, I can get behind that.
We've already discussed this. No, I'll give you the gold. I'm not stealing it. It's just
Okay.
we're gonna play a trick on Josh first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Clairvoyance was what I was thinking of.
That's why I gave her the gold, because I can't slide of anything.
So, you guys get a long night's rest while you guys are doing what you do throughout the day.
Okay.
Do you have anything in particular you need to work on, Josh?
Yeah, when we get back, we have things to do. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's the my low replicator? I'm gonna try to
Oh, yes.
put one of those together.
The
It's
grappling
one of
gun.
these. It has two tails, depending on what kind of terrain he's in.
What is it?
It's a
complicated.
it's a little thing that walks around and it jumps on somebody's leg,
That's supposed to
squeezes
grab a
it,
dial.
and then the tail shoots into the ground and holds him steady by one leg.
What
And
it
then
what it basically does is just grab something. So I'll say the task is actually just complex repetitive because it just grabs onto something and just sits there.
and digs in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
feel like what I could really use, design-wise, just a really big wind-up dial on the back. You know,
That starts playing music whenever you turn it.
And that way, if he's on stone, the other tail is a tentacle, so you can grab rocks.
I mean, I was thinking instead it would like just play the Jaws theme. So like it just so it just moves through bushes and all you can see is just a little the wind-up dial going through the bushes and you just hear the Jaws theme.
There's a Dana, 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 Dana.
Calculating. I'm also looking up the material costs for all the spells. There are
Yeah.
multiple spells that make this thing work.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm tired. I slept until like 5:30. I don't know why I'm so tired.
You were up all night partying?
I was only a part of that party.
Oh, that was actually a joke. Okay.
No, I was done partying by like 2. I actually don't know. We were done partying by 12. So we got back. Yeah, I got back home by 2.
So, you guys figure out what you were doing over the course of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that.
You'll get to work on it, but you guys get a long rest.
It's a game. It's like a series of party games, and you do things like we were doing, like Quick Flash, which is you sort of make.
I mean, you could just go ahead and
to a prompt, and then
roll for what progress you
other
did
things
get.
like Matt.
Yeah,
Matt
just to
versus
see,
where you
okay.
play,
Just see how much
you're a
progress.
giant robot, you riding rats, and the robots do rap battles with each other. It's like you give a. It asks you for a word. You give a word. It gives you a prompt that you respond with a something like.
work, right?
and
Oh,
then
I don't have
to.
You have advantage from helping.
Oh, okay. Advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
I
plus
had
2
really
because workshop.
intelligent lines, but they were
Plus 2 plus
funny.
the workshop. Okay. So one of these two die.
Kind of like the first one was like, give me something.
So that's a
sweet.
16
Okay,
plus
you
your
want
bonus.
And so it's like, I'm sweet. Something like
28.
like, in the first
28.
one, like,
That's enough to make 2 days of progress by itself, which will be 200 gold worth,
200 worth? Okay.
plus whatever you want to spend on engineering.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
track
spend the whole,
progress.
I'm gonna spend the whole. What, I got 11 of those, but that's 200,
10 of them will be 500 more gold.
500. Okay.
and then the 11th one would be 550. Yeah, so that's 550 gold.
750 over. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever I figure out.
Then I'll add my points to that as well. That's 900 gold progress right now.
900. Okay.
And I'm gonna have to.
Is that subtracting the ones you already spent on the workshop?
Yes.
Yeah.
I already spent 2, so I only
Okay,
have 3
spent all
tech
mine.
points to spend.
How different does the keep look by the time we get back to it?
No, it looks the same.
The keep looks the same. What's inside of it might be different.
The workshop area is just completely, totally different. If there wasn't already, like, I was thinking for outside having some kind of a metalworking forge for you to be able to have
I mean,
would probably be a good idea. So there's probably like, you know, some kind of an anvil sitting out there that we ordered on Amazon, you know.
ordered from Amazon's.
From Amazon's, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they deliver in person?
They have to.
I want to take pictures.
Amazon's in this universe of trolls, though, so it's like.
I mean, this whole place was built by trolls, basically.
Yeah.
Renovated at least.
Renovated by trolls.
What you want to forge? It's like really like this, like giant barbarian troll lady just comes carrying an anvil on one shoulder.
I got what you need. So you guys get a long rest and wake up.
I got anvil for you. No, that's the I got package for you.
You get a long rest. You get your day's respite and wake up the next morning. Jangatal, did you spend the night with the wyverns or did you come back to the fort?
I spent the night with the wyverns.
Okay.
Shiana's hiding the gold under her bed.
Cool.
We've successfully communicated with Vol'jin and gave him the information that Drekthar was prepared to assist. He may be sending some recruits our way.
Okay.
Always good to know.
Suddenly realized that our joke requires them to ask us questions.
I know.
We need to
We're just
work
gonna
on
wait
this.
till it comes up.
Yeah, we need to work on this.
So it's Josh. It'll come up at some point.
It'll come up sometime. I'm too busy working on stuff.
Also, are you going to rule that we can't get the speed on this thing higher than a certain degree?
On
Yeah.
which one?
For the little
No, no,
thing.
no.
The
She
doll?
is no.
Its speed
Commit
is
it.
probably
When she-
Like 20 or 30?
it's probably capped out at 30.
5,000.
Okay. Right up to there.
They'll get it at some point. They'll be fine. Or Shiana's going to use it to go buy a vacation. I don't. The law of it.
Yes, below it. I'm gonna go check on my chains. I figured there's enough time at this point.
You make your way into town, walk up to Forsaken Earth. And you walk in, and Grimlark is behind the counter. Ah! You're back. I
Indeed.
take it you're here for your magical chains.
Yes.
Let me go get them. And he sort of walks back behind into the back of the shop.
I was getting them returning. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was it.
Them.
To retract back to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes back with the two heavy hook chains that have now been carved heavily with a series of runes all across the links of the individual links and across the hooks themselves. And he lays them out on the table. There you are.
How much additional would it cost to have these animated at my command as well?
Animated's a bit of a price you're asking for. One moment. He sort of steps back and goes to look through his ledger.
Because then I can have 4 attacks.
Cat.
With nails.
So you're probably looking at about another animating's a tricky spell. You're probably looking at like 3,000 gold.
For both or just for one?
That's per chain.
Per chain. I put 2,000 gold on the table. I'll be back with the other 1,000. I'm leaving one chain.
All right.
I'm gonna go back to the guild hall. I need 1,000 gold.
Well, I imagine at some point there will be a system to formally file requests, but sure, go ahead. You know where the treasure room is.
I go grab 1,000 gold out of the treasury, and then go back to the thing.
By the way, what did we get for the whole mission, by the way?
Is Josh in the area?
Nope.
I mean, I imagine I'm working
Where's
on
Josh?
Oh, you're
something,
working on
so
something.
you
I'm
probably
working on
walked
something
past
else.
the workshop on the
Oh.
second floor.
Oh.
So we're probably
so
both in the
it's-
workshop.
I'm just in the workshop.
Oh, if Josh is
I'm
visible,
just
if Josh is
busy
visible,
Yeah,
Yes.
so he'll be right
And I was
out.
like,
Well,
Well,
so we both start.
no, I'll do it since you're hiding.
No, but no.
Okay, you want to do it?
Fine.
All right, you do
John's
it.
the
You do
one
it.
that'll
You do it. You do it then.
To better our relationship with them. I can't say this with a straight face. We decided not to take it.
He offered 5,000 gold. Set up the alarm first. Make an insight check.
I question the business sense, but I suppose that makes sense. I just duck
Does
my head
Josh
and
ever
keep
hear
working.
this?
Yeah, Josh overhears it. Whether or not he reacts to it.
We'll just kill you in your sleep and take your money.
No, I'm just working on these little things, and something just pops up in the air, and I just try to ignore it.
With this money stashed, I almost have enough to buy that other place.
I believe, by the way, as they say, they are attempting to josh you.
Yes. Well,
Your passive insight's high enough, and her passive deception is low enough. I'm pretty certain you picked up on that.
Shauna will go to her room and get money.
I will go give the extra 1,000 gold for one of my chains to become animated.
Here, leave.
Isn't like how heavy is 5,000 gold? That's really heavy, isn't it?
it's a little
Yes.
bit.
It's a little heavy, yeah.
Here, leave.
50 gold is a pound.
So 500 is 10 pounds.
So it's
5,000 would
100
be
pounds
100
of gold.
pounds of gold.
You know, you didn't have to bring this down the stairs.
Well, you get to carry it back up.
That's a bag of dog food.
No, a bag of dog food at most is like 50
40,
pounds.
30.
50 pounds are the biggest
like
size.
two
Sorry,
bags.
that's 2 bags. I
bags.
very frequently would carry 2 bags of dog food on
Yeah.
my shoulders when I had to
Right.
bring large amounts of dog food in for our dogs. So
Yeah.
Well, you can carry it back
I know what 5,000 gold feels like. It's a pair of bags of dog food.
This smaller quantity.
Yeah,
Small size. This little robotic armature. This will be the first strength calibration I do. Well, maybe the second.
Just try and make sure that your strength calibrations can hold the bag.
I mean, this thing isn't going to be significantly weaker than me.
If you're still having trouble by the time I get back, I'll carry it up and I head out.
I mean, you just took 1,000 of it, so.
Yeah. Not that, no, I took 1,000 from the primary hold.
Gianna's gonna go out as well.
That's
she
all
wants to
5,000.
try. She wants to try to do some more recruiting.
Okay.
It went so well the first time.
Yes, it did.
I wasn't here for the first time.
Roll me an investigation check.
I have no clue what we're looking for. She's trying to be helpful. Oh wow. Yeah, 5. I
I
rolled really well.
Let's see if fate's on your side.
Super not on her side.
Nobody likes
You
it.
find out. Roll your perception check.
Let me know if I see any of this on my way back from the place.
Yeah, 24.
24. So you're looking around Orgrimmar, and you have no idea what you're looking for. You have no idea who would be a suitable candidate for the guild. You're just kind of looking around and hoping something will jump out at you. And as you're walking around,
Please tell me someone drops from the sky.
as you're
You're walking, tiptoeing through the streets.
You pass a bunch of kindergartners hanging onto a rope.
As you're walking around the upper mesa, where the Wind Rider Masters keep most of the nests of wyverns,
See a small doll.
there is
You see a troll.
there's a pair of wyverns coming in, and the riders that are getting off are familiar to you. There is a tall, lean, green-skinned orc with sort of long, reddish-black hair, wearing sort of deep red and brown leather robes. Next to her is a brown-skinned orc male, sort of tight trim goatee, long braids, large rifle on his back. As you recognize the pair of orcs that you've run into twice now, once on the airship heading across the Eastern Kingdoms, and once again after that in Blood Gulch, as the two of them are arriving back in Orgrimmar.
She'll walk up to them. Hello.
The female looks over.
She's quite the conversationalist. Shiana.
Yes, sorry.
It's cool. I don't remember your name.
I don't think I've ever given it, honestly.
8 charisma, guys.
I've got 4 more. I've got 6 more than you do.
Also, isn't it nighttime?
No, this is next week.
Oh, is that-
The next day.
What am I doing?
They call me Ashore.
Total value of it.
Ashore?
Ashore.
Sure.
Nothing.
Ashore.
32.
And
Yeah, that's the total market value of it is.
Oh, yes.
22,000.
This is
no, 2,000.
Colren.
sorry, what?
Colren,
Colren.
indicating the Maghar.
What did I do with it? I put it somewhere.
What brings you two to Okamar?
Taking a moment of respite from our search.
Oh, we live here.
What search is that?
History, personal matters.
Alright. Well, I am part of a guild here, if you were looking for a guild. She's right to the point. Hey, charisma, guys!
Roll a persuasion check.
This'll go well. Yeah.
Wow.
2.
Are we actively recruiting? Is that the thing we're doing?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
She's out there.
I'm actively
she's out there playing.
Wonderful charisma.
I didn't know this was a conversation that had been had previously.
No, it hasn't.
No,
Just a Shiana original.
no,
Okay.
We don't have a
this is the second
formalized
time.
process for what we're going to do with these people yet.
No. Before, Shiana was just like stealthing around, stalking people.
Yeah.
Comes out of the shadows, Jordan.
No, you didn't even do that.
No, she didn't have a
You
chance
just
to. 'cause
stalked people.
Well, she ran into that other guy, but yeah.
I mean, it's not like either of us have any particular
She rolled
Hold on.
a 2.
home in the area.
I rolled a 3. I have -1.
So, yeah.
I mean, much as anything, What would you have us do in a guild?
I don't know. You would have to come speak to the people that you
I mean,
We don't know yet.
she looks over at Colrin. Do we have anything else in particular to do? The other Maghar kind of looks over, just kind of shakes his head. I mean, we could have a conversation.
Leaf is a much better conversationalist than I.
If your guild would be willing to help us in what we're looking for, we'd probably be willing to help you with whatever you need.
Sure. She will walk them over to the guild office.
Oh boy.
Well, I get to ad-lib this conversation.
I can help if I'm backing it. If not, then yeah.
The troll is back. He's going to be a great help. He's going to scorpion feed.
So he's just going to be walking around feeding scorpions.
Here, Jenga, I have sacrificed. I mean,
He's currently fishing one of those zappy beasts out of the water, probably.
And the pencil.
So they get back probably right as Jangatal is opening the hatch in the floor for the scorpions, which means that as they walk in, they're greeted to one of the scorpion matron sort of climbing out of the hole, grabbing the entire Kodo or the Thunder Lizard and just dragging it down back into the hole. The Maghar with the rifle on his back looks over and just kind of
this is our scorpion pit. It's where we put people that anger us.
The troll turns and looks at you and cocks his head.
Hello.
The orc kind of looks at you for a minute as if trying to read you.
Leaf.
He's upstairs.
You realize he would be inside.
He's upstairs.
Yes, we're in.
Yeah, they're inside on the ground floor.
They're on the ground floor.
Leaf.
One moment. There's shuffling of many much technological things.
The Death Knight walks by as you call for Leaf. The other two orcs sort of look at him, offer a nod. He continues walking by on his patrol of the area.
I walk down the stairs. Who are these people? Are these the people we met on the Zeppelin?
Yes.
Yes.
I have people that might be interested in a guild.
Right.
What was the
We
conversation?
should probably formalize these processes.
Probably not let Shiana do this.
I mean, we didn't let Shiana do anything.
Someone let her leave.
Shiana took your own initiative.
Well, I mean, we kind of assume that Shiana can be an independent adult, but you know.
Yeah, why do we assume that?
Because she's an adult.
Because you're the only one who jumps to make that assumption, and she tries to kill you for it. And all of us has just kind of learned from the death threats to stray away from that territory.
No fun.
And you were
Ashur and Colrin.
right. I remember you from the airship.
Yes.
What an adventure that was.
Which one? Was this the one that blew up or the one that blew up?
The one that was attacked by a dragon.
The one that was
Is
attacked by
Garrett
the
here?
dragon.
No. I don't know if Garrett's back or not. Is Garrett back?
Probably now about, yeah.
Garrick, I found people.
Are you looking for people?
I thought so.
Evidently, they are interested in joining a guild.
We haven't formalized that process yet, have we?
No, we haven't. But I'm not there yet.
This is how we learn, yes?
I'm sure that the two of them are greatly encouraged by the
Professionalism.
There seemed to have been a small amount of miscommunication here.
What? We already got the
This guy.
points at the Death and I
Gorgonash.
around. Him.
Gorgonash.
True, I suppose formalization makes it easier for large-scale recruiting, but yes. Ideally, the Soaring Fang specifically tends to specialize in reconnaissance and infiltration style missions.
As well as raising as well as raising the structure once we've infiltrated. That's how literally every one of our infiltration missions have ended.
Incorrect. When we took the axe from the one place, we.
And what happened to that place after we left?
I mean, there are dragons there. Whatever. Their fault, not ours. We went to that one prison camp. We freed them, but that wasn't destroying it. So
Just the corner of it that we stepped on.
True, we didn't raise the entire camp. Only part of it.
We only killed the part that we walked through.
for clarification, I didn't make these comments in character.
No, I know. I'm just like
just making sure that we're not having this conversation in front of these.
No, that would be hilarious. Anyways, in character. What skills are you looking to put to use in a guild?
Colrin is a master marksman.
I noticed you had quite some spell casting capability.
Yes, I am. I have been told that I am a potent shaman. My communion with the spirits is at times rather fervent. I myself, more of the martial end of the shaman arts. I have a talent for flames in particular and lightning, spirits of air and fire. Colrin, as I said, master marksman, excellent tracker and hunter, peerless scout.
And what are you looking to get out of the guild?
Aside from enough of a wage to survive around, assistance in tracking down fragments of my history. Colrin has been kind enough to help me out of the goodness of his heart, but well, I suppose I should start at the beginning. I'm called ashore because it was the first thing that I heard when people started referring to me. It's a shortened corruption of Ash Orc. They say that I was found in the ashes of Blackrock Mountain with no memory of what came before.
Yes, I recall you told us at least the short version of your tale on the airship.
And I am searching for any fragments of what came before that I can find.
Well, we certainly have operated quite often in the Eastern Kingdoms, so looking for information on your past in and around the area of Blackrock Mountain shouldn't be a thing we won't be doing.
As we find more work, more jobs, we can look for jobs in the area. When we find enough to make the travel itself worth our while, we can certainly aid you in that pursuit. Should you, of course, lend your aid to our missions there.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Colrin, the other orc, kind of nods. I am mostly in the pursuit to aid a friend and in pursuit of my own glory in the experience of battle. So, as long as you find worthwhile pursuits and a reasonable pay to survive, I will fight for you.
What's just from my experience as a peon and in the Orcish Horde war machine, what is a standard rate of pay?
Sort of depends on what you're looking for, but like your average rate for like unskilled labor is like 2 copper a day, but for like a skilled warrior, like like your average like military vet, like mercenary, it varies from job to job, but if you're looking to like hire one on per contract, you're usually looking at like 2 to 5 gold a day, depending.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, if you go by like bi-weekly, you'd be looking at like 30 gold, 28, or like 28 to 30 something gold a week, every 2 weeks.
Out of curiosity, on my way through Orgrimmar and back, did I happen to hear any conversations about any recently posted jobs on the job board?
What kind?
Anything that would require military ability, like that a guild might be interested in.
Roll me an intelligence check just to see if you recall.
That's a natural one. I didn't really roll so much as drop, but still, it's a natural one.
There might have been. You'd have to go and take a second look.
Tell you what, Leaf, if you could work up a fairly standard contract for employment, the two of you and Shiana can come with me and we'll go see if there's any tasks on the board that we can test your abilities in.
I can do more recruiting.
No.
Can I get my hackle check to
I would
set up the
keep
contract?
I would keep that down until we have a more formalized process for this.
helped.
You did? Thank you, I appreciate it. But that's enough for now. We'll see if we can't find a mission that we can all work
Go put
together
some
on,
posters on
see
your
how
wall.
we work together,
Go put some
and
posters
if
on your
everything
wall.
goes well,
You
you'll
gotta
keep
use
your
your
share of the mission funds, and we'll get you a
She
contract
rolled
in
a
with the guild.
poison making
Sound good?
station in her future.
Okay.
They both look at each other for a minute, shrug. Sounds good to me.
All right, let's go to the mission board. Let's go to the job board.
Fine.
Leaf draws up a contract, with or without the help of Josh.
With the help of Josh, except where numbers are concerned. Like,
I
I need some of his help on.
my hackle check.
I'm going to get some of his help on the legal jargon
If you give us
because,
90%,
you know,
no
you would
problem.
know more of that than I would because I would probably start referencing laws in the Alliance and then things would start failing miserably. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But then, as soon as there are numbers involved, and if you ever try to write someone's soul as a co-payment, that will not fly. That will not fly.
And when I get back, I will help you out with the standard rates of military things. So,
I mean, we all were in the military.
yes, but some of us longer than others.
Everyone in the Horde was in the military. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
The horde thing.
Yes.
Well,
Military
except for,
service.
2-year-olds. Most 2-year-olds.
When they grow up. Say.
Anyways,
Yes, but not everyone in the Horde.
at the moment. Anyways, good job, boys.
So you head to the board in Orgrimmar.
And I can pay for this little the plush golem with the money that I have.
I just don't understand. We needed people. I got us people.
We do need people, but we need to figure out how we're going to use people before we acquire them.
Well, don't we figure out on the go?
We do. We shouldn't.
But isn't it better to learn by doing?
And that's what we're doing right now.
So I should recruit
No.
more.
We've already done that part.
So among the job board, there's dragon activity in Dustwallow Marsh.
I'm looking for quick, dirty, and nearby.
Hey, but they have helped
Dragons.
us fight a dragon before, so
Dragons.
Yeah, we have seen them
The-
do stuff.
Yeah, but we're
Where's Dustfall March?
one fight on a zeppelin as opposed to
down there.
actually fulfilling a mission together
It's on the continent.
is like the objective here is not to see how good they are, but to see how well we all work together as a group.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
Um,
we worked together killing the dragon.
Yes.
There's a second dragon would confirm whether or not that was coincidence or.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's dragon activity in Dustwallow Marsh. Brackenwall Village is looking for help with dealing with that. There's Venture Co. is getting in the way of the Barons and their activity. So if someone could go tell Venture Co. to bug off, that'd be appreciated.
Tell seems like hidden text for beat them up until they acquiesce.
basically.
Sabotage until they acquiesce.
There's problems with the Night Elves are assaulting the Morshan ramparts a lot more than usual lately, so any help pushing them back would be appreciated. And then in Ajara, Naga activity is increasing on the coast.
I think the Venture Co. one.
Which one was that?
We've seen them kill dragons. Let's see them handle goblins.
Well,
Which one
and
was
other
this?
mercenaries.
Yeah, well, Venture Co. is in the Barrens. They're getting in the way of operations in the Barrens. If you want to stop them. Grab the
Have
Venture Co.
Josh
one.
kill goblins?
We don't have to kill. If it's goblins, all you have to do is disrupt their, make it unprofitable for them to be there.
Also,
Yeah.
also, we don't necessarily all have to be involved in this because this is again, this is sort of a training
Like-
thing. So it's like,
And
Oh.
we just have to make it
Yeah.
unprofitable.
But
We don't
I
remember,
just realized
we're looking at people
Shiona
with.
never cashed in on the Killing Twilight's hammer people.
Yeah.
We should also
'Cause they
clarify
have, like a lot of them.
what skill set these people have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These are not negotiators.
Well,
We don't know how.
my idea is, well, we don't have the objective here isn't to be subtle with the Venture Co. My idea is to see how they is both them and Gorgonash, because we'll see how he works with others as well, because he might end up being like a secondary squad leader or something. Have the three of them with support from us, if some of us if they need it, approach the situation, see how they want to deal with it, see how effective they are in dealing with it, and if they need our help, and sort of get a baseline for their overall problem-solving ability, not just their ability to kill a thing, and that's in front of them with us helping.
Fair. Yeah. If we want good warriors, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, we're looking at we're
looking
looking at
competent.
competent individuals and seeing how they will approach the problem, so that we don't have to be with them on every problem.
Yeah.
In order for the guild to be profitable, we can't be solving every problem.
Yes.
Is the Twilight's hammer thing still up there?
oh yeah, that's an ongoing bounty.
Yeah, Shiona. How did she cash in on that?
Ears usually.
We weren't collecting years, were we?
No, Shiona was. At least
Oh.
the first couple ones that we got, she
Yeah.
was. Like
Oh.
once everything broke out, it was a little complicated. But
Go turn in all the ears
the
you have.
first ones,
Ears or heads, whichever is proof of death.
I think, how many we killed.
A lot.
What was getting?
Well, we killed the
With-
four
with-
in that
Yeah.
outpost.
Yeah, she definitely took. She took the ears off.
And then the assassins that came at you out there were 3 of those.
Okay, so
So
that's
that's 7. I don't think you collected the ears in the camp because
Were
we
there
were-
4
It was
assassins?
too
It's
fast.
like-
Was there 4 assassins?
Yeah,
there
there
were
were
That's 8.
Yeah, because it was 4 assassins. Yeah.
None in the camp because we were beating a hasty retreat.
Yes.
But we had another encounter with them.
And it was, I
Yeah,
believe,
I
I
feel
believe
like
it was
it was
10
more.
gold ahead.
I feel like there was one more encounter with them.
Yeah.
Regardless,
We know we
I
can
haven't
confirm
been-
8. Yeah, we can
we've
confirm
got,
8.
we've got 80. That's 80 gold.
So I'll add 80 gold to our treasury.
Well,
She
Well,
picked him up.
like,
Oh, that's
Shaka,
That's
that
for
might
hers.
just be her.
Also-
She's cool. Picked him up. So
there may be enough witnesses there to be like, oh yeah, and she and this big guy took down their leader.
Yes. She will go and give them ears and mention what happened.
Yeah, see if there's any extra laying around.
I mean,
I wasn't able to collect while we were running for our lives and saving people.
well, you get the gold for the ears, but part of we killed the ogre that was in charge at the place and also let the prisoners out is why you have a fort.
That's fair.
So
yeah.
We've been compensated for that.
And yeah, Corona paid us for that as well.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I need to go get my the fangs for the snack.
yes,
Yes.
so
Snack friend and I will go obtain fangs. I
Yeah.
presume they're done by this point.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
bring them back.
You go and retrieve things.
It's a D1 plus 1d6 lightning damage.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Guild meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything for writing a
Contract.
What do you want to be in it? I'm going to assume that given enough time, you can figure out what
so-
you want.
My thought is 10% of what you earn goes to the treasury. Like 10% of what you earn on a mission goes to the treasury. And then if
15.
60.
No, I mean,
60.
well, it depends on if they use equipment that is common property. Anyway, go ahead.
You can roll an intelligence check if you want to. If you want my advice on what might be relevant clauses to include.
my thought is just 10% of their 10% of mission profits go to the treasury.
It's a 17 intelligence check, but I have no context.
Yeah.
Oh no, me too. I got 17 intelligence.
And if they don't work, like if they're on weeks they don't work, they'll get a standard pay of 2 gold a day for that week. So like if you do a mission, that's your pay. If you don't do a mission, we still pay you some amount for that week
For being on.
for being part of the guild.
Sure.
And like 2 gold a day. Which ends up being, if we take into account a full 7-day week, that's 14 gold. 14 gold a week if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Well,
And then whatever you make on the mission minus 10%.
Yeah, that's.
well, how much is 10% going to be profiting though?
Well, it depends. Like think about the amount of gold we've made on our mission.
Well, here's the question: how much is the Venture Co thing
Yeah.
paying?
Venture Go is paying out 600 gold
So that's 60
for a
gold.
small group.
That's 60 gold, and if we make comparison,
So that's a month's pay for 2 people that we get back out of that.
yeah, but
if
that
they don't work.
I mean, people need incentive to work.
And that's because
incentive.
that's the incentive, because you're only getting 15 gold a week. But if you're not getting 15 gold a week, you're
The
getting.
question is, are there
500.
guild duties? Because presuming you have a barracks, there's also an amount of room and board that's being provided. Are there guild duties? That are
Oh
going
yeah,
to
that's
be
fair. Yeah, we might need more
expected?
than
Well, I mean, we have to.
10% of 10% of what you make plus a monthly duty or a yearly duty.
Well,
Well, I mean, just like, well, what do they provide for us? I mean, obviously, when they go on
The
missions,
ability, the ability to
they
do
got do
missions.
dishes.
I mean,
The ability to do missions and upkeep the keep.
and some kind of requirement of missions as well, so we can make sure people actually end up doing missions as
with the caveat that we're gonna ask you every once in a while to join in a mission, and you only get to say no so many times before we're like, no, just get out of the guild.
Yeah, I think can release from contract at any time at our discretion. It's just,
Yes, but they're probably something in the contract regarding.
So
minimum number of missions required.
with the intelligence checks that were rolled,
I'll roll one too just to see if there's anything other than what I'm coming up with. 5.
Intelligence.
All I've got is my own.
Well, thankfully, the person who has done contracts, aka the assassin, has a pretty decent idea apparently.
Natch 20
okay.
plus 2 for my
So
intelligence.
things the two of you might think of and want to consider. You probably want to include a monthly allowance from the treasury per individual based on, I need gold for repairing my equipment, I need gold for et cetera, A, B, and C. You probably want to establish a capacity of how much gold is an individual guild member allowed to withdraw from the treasury on any individual month to cover expenses like equipment and maintenance and upkeep. Beyond that, you probably want to establish some guild ranks based on who is experienced, who gets access to what, because how much gold you're able to withdraw might change based on your rank. Your duties might change based on your rank, what you're allowed to do, your organization. Beyond that, if you're aiming for a profit-sharing style of income, where they split a portion of your profits, you're probably going to not necessarily a quota, but rather sort of a monthly minimum rent, where it's like we need to make at minimum this much gold from you every month to cover what we're giving you along with your stipend. So where it's not like if you have a drought of work, that's one thing, but you don't want to say, oh, you have to do this many jobs in a month. One guy does a really big job that pays a lot of gold and then gets injured and can't work the rest of the month. So then you fire him because he can't do more than one job in the month.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you probably want to say, rather than a minimum number of jobs, a minimum amount of gold brought in for the guild.
Yeah. or also someone who's really, productive, but like someone who does a bunch of small jobs might not necessarily be super high ranking just because he's doing a bunch of jobs because they're small ones.
So you would probably want to include the possibility of craftsman jobs. People who want to use the guild as a push for their crafting trait. You might want to include a specific position for that, which would probably be we get a certain amount of your profit in exchange for
use of our facilities.
For use of our facilities, the protection of our soldiers, the ability to advertise through us, etc., etc.
Also, potential, you'll be expected to offer
a discount to our soldiers.
guild members.
Yeah. So those are things that you would think of with those intelligence checks.
Ideas on numbers. Because I don't know how much it costs to maintain equipment over the course of a month.
Presumably 100 gold a month would be a reasonable amount
for starting out. Access from the guild from the thing.
Well, so with their stipend, you would be paying them 14 gold a week, which would be 28 2 weeks, so that would be 56 a month.
So double what you make a month.
Yeah, you probably want to make at least 100% profit on that. So you'd probably be saying about 100 gold is probably, if you want to round down and be easy on them, 100 gold is probably a good minimum because they are getting paid at least around half of that every
per
month.
person. Per
person, yeah.
And then
We'll probably have higher expectations for higher ranks as well.
And then as we obtain merchants and stuff, we can roll in a lot of the equipment repair stuff with the merchants and stuff. Will just be like, and we'll pay a merchant a flat X amount in exchange. You're expected to perform repairs on all guild members' stuff.
Yeah.
But that's something for when we're much larger and we have regular need for that, and we have.
So yeah,
merchants.
I think like for quest goers, for adventurers, as we are currently operating with 3.
So you get with under that idea, you would be getting paid 14 gold a week, probably bi-weekly every 2 weeks. Sorry, semi-weekly. Correction. And at that point, you would probably still be getting paid that every week, on top of what you get to keep from your job.
Yeah.
But you would be expected to bring in a certain amount of gold, and I would probably say you probably want to charge a little more than 10%, maybe like 20 or 30. Yeah. Just because at that point they're still getting a regular pay even outside of their job earnings.
Yeah. So 25%.
Yeah, about a quarter sounds.
Yeah,
probably
25% sounds fun.
Because then
a 600 gold quest will bring in 150 gold. They could theoretically do that one quest and be good for
the month.
Yeah.
Month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you writing this contract up, Lee?
No, actually, no, that wouldn't, because if 3 of them are going on it, that's splitting down 3. If we're expecting 100 gold each.
Oh yeah, no. So
they'd have to do 3 missions like that.
No, they'd have to do 2 missions like that because they only make 100 gold.
Totally.
Yeah. They'd have to do 2 of those, and that seems like a pretty middling contract. So 2 of those in a month would solve that issue and make it a decent amount.
It also gives the option for like a single person if they're doing knockoff missions, like couple hundred for this, couple hundred for that. They could bring in 25. They only do 4 of those missions.
I suspect we iron all these details out during our meeting, and then with those 3, because we now have 3 people. Like, we're going to send you out to the Barrens to deal with this mission. If you, one of us will go with you to supervise and basically see how do you deal with this problem.
Sure.
And if you succeed, you get to keep that amount minus 25% to split amongst 3 of you, and we'll get you officially signed in with the guild. The Gorgon I'm expecting we're going to keep on regardless, because we offered him that before we were doing the contracting.
Yeah. During the meeting, when can I do more recruiting?
When we have
we'll tell you.
We will have open recruiting at some point. We will put a big sign on the side to keep this as open recruiting. At that point, you can go to more recruiting.
Also, how are we dealing with taking money out of our share from the money that we make?
I said I would write up something formal.
That's what we're doing.
And I will. This is part of the formalization process.
Paperwork.
I imagine some kind of vote system between guild leaders would be the best way to do it. Simple majority vote.
Yes.
6 of us makes that very convenient.
5 of us. Jagatal won't vote.
Right.
I'm sure we can
Five
explain.
actually makes it easier because then you can't have a tie.
Yeah.
True. I mean,
Yeah,
because majority vote.
Jagatal won't
The
vote.
troll won't vote on money.
Jagatal won't vote on money and doesn't care.
What about Snake Friend?
Snake Friend also won't vote and doesn't care.
We'll give Snake Friend his own rank, I suppose?
Mascot.
Yes.
Anyways. Ranking names. This is the worst part of building a guild, is naming the
ranking
ranks. Initiate member, officer.
I was
Leader.
also going to ask, have we figured out, like, we were talking about, like, officers for different levels. I only have one arm for different levels, and who is going to be in charge
Well, we
of
need
them.
those different levels first.
And okay,
Well, I
well, I
believe-
was just wondering if
Yeah.
anyone had put any more thought into it. That's all.
A simple placeholder could possibly be having those names and then putting perhaps a simple star system. So perhaps you could be, a member level, but then you could be a member 2-star or member 3-star, and then that would
It's always
indicate.
It's always stars.
Now,
Something
are we
more
talking
interesting.
about actual stars?
Fangs. Let's say fangs.
Because fangs I like
Fangs are-
better.
fangs
Fangs are easier to get my hand on.
Member 2nd Fang. I guess it has a ring to it.
Just biting into the iron fangs at that point.
We're the soaring fang. It works. It's fine.
We're still the fangs.
Initiate member, initiate 3 ranks of member, officers, and then leaders.
Works for me.
No, the iron fang has a very different structure.
Yeah.
So you're not biting that much. Because the iron fangs, everyone is a fang until they're an officer,
Yeah.
So Fang is like pawn.
basically.
Whereas
Okay.
us, it's a denotation. It's a denotation.
And then you
Member
become
first
wings.
fang, member second
Then
fang,
you
member
become
third
wings.
fang, officer wings. Officers get wings. Officers get wings. Members get fangs.
Yes.
And initiates don't get shit because they're initiates.
Do we
I
get
mean-
like actual physical wings?
I mean, initiate is basically the rank
I
of
can
the guild
give
people
them a
as they go on their first and or second
Does it make
mission.
you fly?
No,
So initiate isn't a rank that we should intend people to hold for long.
no. Initiate is pre-contract.
Yeah.
Initiate is do my laundry.
No, initiate is pre-contract.
Initiate.
Initiates our trial period.
You
We're
know,
taking them out on
If you're
missions.
so
based on the
sensitive about your laundry, I'm sure you could ask Josh to build a laundry machine if you insist on it. I'm just
A
saying.
laundry machine would be good for the guild hall,
It
though.
would be.
True.
How much
You're so easy to get off topic.
I mean,
Another
if, we,
productive
if we're
meeting.
planning on having a wyvern's nest, we'll have to wash the banners up there occasionally.
Yes.
Okay.
That's another point in favor of Mecha Wyvern, is all I'm saying.
No,
No,
then
you
we'd
still have to wash
to
the banners.
We have to have a mechanical window washer too.
No, that would just
Fourth
mean
floor-
we'd have to
the fourth
repair
floor.
them because just in case the navigational systems go off track and it crashes into the building.
Or, oil leaks are a thing.
Anyways.
Or,
So not with my stuff.
No, they don't leak oil. They just go straight to exploding.
they explode with glitter. They glitter bomb everything.
Well,
which is worse.
we
than death.
have enough of a basic measurement sorted out to approach with these 2 new members, 3 new
Yes.
members, and then we'll take them out.
Take them out.
I will.
I do that.
Shiona, would you like to join me in supervising the mission?
Okay.
So the 2 of us.
Does this involve taking them out?
No, this involves watching them take other things out and then helping if necessary.
If they fail, then do we take them out?
If they fail, they'll probably be dead.
Then you take them out.
And for charity's sake, I'll go ahead and include a simple clause about covering any sort of healing for basic injuries they may sustain on missions.
And funeral costs.
That's a disembodied.
We have a pyre.
Says snack
We have a pyre outside for funerary costs.
And a scorpion.
And a scorpion.
Scorpion pit.
Actually, I believe that's a pile of unused lumber. But
We can turn it into I will turn it into a pyre when I get back.
With a stake for burning people.
No.
who do you plan on burning at the stake?
We're not humans. That's a human thing.
That's a human
People
thing.
that annoy me.
That's a human thing.
I can
Humans.
burn humans.
Hold
at the
on,
stake.
hold on.
Humans burn
Shiana?
people at the stake.
I thought that's what the scorpions were for.
The scorpions are for the scorpions are the orc way.
Yeah.
It's nice to mix it up sometimes.
No, we're gonna do this boring and straightforward.
And by the way, if I wanted to see people burning at the stake, I would have stayed in the Alliance.
Exactly.
That's part of why I left.
All right, okay, no stake. Can I build a torture chamber?
We'll discuss that later.
Can you with one hand?
I can strangle you with one hand. I can stab you with one
We're
hand.
going to go put the initiates through their quest now.
Will I hand you the contract?
So we're gonna take Shauna and I'm gonna take Gorgonash, and I can't remember their names. The other
Sure,
two.
and-
Ashore.
Sure.
Ashore and
Those two.
whatever.
I can't throw things at you. There's a computer.
Ashore and Colrin.
Ashore and Colrin. We're gonna take the three of them out to the Barrens and have them deal with the problem.
Ashore and
Colrin.
Ashore, Colrin, and Gorgonash. We're gonna basically say, here's the problem. We're here to supervise. You're here to solve it.
We will laugh if you die.
would Gorgonash technically
Joking,
be
she did not.
initiated at this point?
We haven't officiated him in, so yeah. This is as much a test of like we also don't know what we're doing with Gorgonash just yet. So
Yes. I'm creating a list.
yes, please create a list of our guild members. And
Ashore, Colrin, Gorgonash, all initiatives.
how the three of them solve the problem will determine how we use the three of them.
All right. I'm going to roll a series of tests for them. I would like the two of you to roll me a series of insight checks just to observe them. So insight and or perception.
Insight is better for me.
Perception's gonna be way better for Shiana.
Yeah, if I could use perception.
Yeah. Both of you make me 4. You make 4 perception, you make 4 insight.
Ah,
2018, 19, and a natural 20.
$10, 16, 24, and 12.
Okay. So, I mean, the first step on the process is just collecting information, gathering what needs to be done as the group of you enter Crossroads, and you sort of give them free rein to talk to the contract holder on.
Yeah, we're
what needs to be
basically
done.
we're taking the role of NPC party support
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
We just
How the tables have turned.
Now I am the player.
Now you are the player.
And the DM, so we don't get to dictate things to you or whatever.
But
We do get to judge you harshly.
but the
She only has one arm. She can't cross.
you sort of
I mean, hey, with Taylor, I could put some kind of a hook on your uniform so you can at least hang it there.
It's gonna be more like a Napoleon type
I
thing.
think it's my hand on it.
It's gonna be a Napoleon thing. Just do
So you sort of give them free rein to talk to the person who posted the contract to figure out what information they need and what they need to do about it. What you gather from this conversation is that Gorgonash is, just by his nature of being a Death Knight, works best with people that he knows, and that when dealing with anyone who is not familiar with him, he's immediately put at a disadvantage because he's a Death Knight.
Yeah.
Anyone looking at him has an immediate air of distrust and or fear.
Yeah.
So he's not the best at the first impression.
Not the point man.
We sent him out to kill.
Yes.
But you learn that Ashore's personality is actually surprisingly strong for first impressions. She is respectful and reserved, but not weak. She doesn't appear to be a weakling. She doesn't appear demure. She just seems calm and controlled. So she tends to make a very good sort of very calm diplomat style of conversation.
Squad leader.
Whereas Colrin is more content to let the other two do the talking, and is more just pointing out details that might be relevant to the other two as they're having the conversation. And like as they talk back and forth with the person posted the contract, Colrin kind of leans over and sort of notes a detail to Ashore, who then brings it up in the conversation if it's relevant or not. That being out of the way, then the next thing you follow them out on is the approach and how they decide to get into the location and scout the area they're dealing with.
I look forward to you doing this to me again because you guys will be running a Griffin organization in Grand Terra.
Yeah, I know.
The tables will turn on me eventually, I fear.
Yeah, we'll be doing it to you when we hire people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then on the approach, you find that Colrin is probably he's a superb tracker. He from tracks that you could not find, he manages to figure out the most likely locations to find active Venture Co bases, and is able to get a surmise of their numbers just from the tracks that he's finding. That once you arrive seems to be relatively accurate. He's definitely got a keen sense for hunting and tracking, especially humanoid targets. It seems. Gorgonash lets the other two take the lead on the scouting. He definitely seems to be aware of the fact that his strength is going to be more in the battlefield than in the approach. So he is taking the back seat as he probably should.
It's a fighter, not a weapon.
Ashore sort of supplements Colrin in his tracking by consulting relevant spirits and asking for magical aid as need be. The third approach is the actual beginning of the ordeal. This is where you learn that while he's not necessarily the best at first impressions, Gorgonash has a surprising leadership capacity when it comes to the people that he's working with. Because as soon as the battle starts, Gorgonash is immediately giving battlefield commands. He is immediately organizing the three of them into a fighting group, putting himself at the front to put distance between the enemy and Colrin, with Ashore at his side, performing most of the harrying and offensive maneuvers while he takes the brunt of the offensive.
It doesn't seem at any point like they'll need our assistance with their fighting.
It doesn't quite seem like it. This definitely seems to be well within their capacity.
These CR3 enemies are not really worth our time at the moment.
And you note that the three of them seem to it's a little rocky at first because neither of the other two know Gorgonash and they work best together. But eventually Gorgonash just finds the instinctive moment where the three of them click together, and Gorgonash sort of very much takes over as an effective battlefield commander between the three of them, and acting as a frontline bulwark between the other two and any harm. Ashore's command of magic is impressive. She's got a natural talent for calling down fire and lightning at opportune moments, and with a precision that is you would consider most of what she's calling down very dangerous, but there never seems to be any risk to her allies. As she calls down lightning, meters away from Gorgonash, and not a spark seems to track onto him. She's got a particular talent for fire and lightning. And you do know that Colrin's shots are placed specifically to kill. He's a superlative marksman, as was advertised. Gorgonash gets them focusing down on key targets, so that significant enemies are brought down quickly, and then disperses down through the chattel where they're down to people that they can handle in large groups. He seems to have a solid grasp on when he needs to take specific command and when he needs to let the other two's instincts kick in and let them handle themselves. And the last part is triage after the battle. You notice that while they handled themselves perfectly fine, they of course took an amount of injury. Gorgonash is holding up well, but being on the front line, he took the brunt of it. But Ashore seems to be capable of stepping up and offers to heal him. They manage to tend to most of all of their wounds in the aftermath. Make sure that they get the proof and confirmation that they needed. Finishes up, wrapping up. It's very, very clean wrap up. They get all of the proof that they need. Gorgonash sort of bundles it up, loads it himself so that he can carry it because he doesn't tire among all three of them. And they begin to make their way back, present their proof, get paid.
Going back to the hall. Yep. Did very well.
How much gold was that?
600, which means that between the three of them.
Well, no, we get 100.
The guild is 150.
Yeah,
25%.
Yeah, 25%. All right. You handled yourself well. Present them with the contracts.
Sign it.
You are now members first fang of the Soaring Fang. Explain our system that we've come up with in our meeting. And as you acquire missions, if you acquire any assistance from us, basically, I don't see us forming preformed squads until we're much larger. So anyone who would like to help out gets a share of the reward. Anyone who doesn't gets their standard pay.
Very well.
And as we take more and more dangerous jobs, we'll be sure to keep a mind open for anything that happens in the Eastern Kingdoms for you ashore.
Thank you.
And of course, anything that you find, bring to us, and we'll put it on the wall somewhere.
I'll put up an announcement board and
we'll have our own mission board.
Updated.
Yes, have a mission board that everyone can update in the main hall. In the time that we've been gone, have any trolls shown up? Just out of curiosity.
Not yet.
And also on all of the rankings and designations list and all the official paperwork, any of you who end up looking through that will see that now our dearest reptilian friend now has an official last name of Snack Friend Friendly Snack.
In the mascot position up one side.
Yes, he is written down in the mascot.
You have shown it?
Yes, I have actual stuff written down. So yes. Along with written down notes of who these people are and why we would take them on missions.
Yep.
So
now they're official members?
Yep, they are now. All three of them are official members. Members one fang. Or members first fang.
Boom.
And with that, I think that's where we'll go ahead and end for the week.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good.
Farewell.